The October 25th, 2021 military coup in Sudan and standing with the people of Sudan. H.R. 6140, the Sudan Democracy Act. H.R. 5665, Combating International Islamophobia Act. H.R. 6089, Stop Iranian Drones Act. H.R. 3988, Mental Health in International Development and Humanitarian Settings Act. H.Res. 376, condemning Turkey for its occupation of Cyprus and encouraging President Biden to make the resolution of the Cyprus problem a top foreign policy priority. And H.Res. 831, calling on the United States government to uphold the founding democratic principles of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization and establish a Center for Democratic Resilience within the headquarters of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. And pursuant to notice, for purposes of markup, I now call up H. Con Res. 59. The clerk will report the resolution.
H. Con Res. 59, condemning the October 25th, 2021 military coup in Sudan and standing with the people of Sudan. Condemning, whereas the people of the
Without objection, the first reading of this resolution is dispensed with, and without objection, the resolution shall be considered as read and open to amendment at any point. I recognize myself the time to speak briefly on the measure. I am encouraged that we are calling attention to political crises in Sudan by including in this package two measures that promote democracy, human rights, the rule of law, and respect for civilian authority in the country. I was alarmed and deeply disappointed by the events surrounding the military coup in Sudan on October 25th, including the unlawful detention of Prime Minister Hamdok, the recognized civilian leader of Sudan's transitional government. Lethal force Sudan's military unleashed on a pro-democracy protesters after the coup, and the junta's decision to shut down internet communications in many parts of the country. While Sudan's military and civilian leaders reached a deal last month to resume the democratic transition, let me be clear. Those who seek to undermine Sudan's transition to democracy, violate human rights, and exploit this delicate political process will be held accountable. That is why I was proud to introduce House Concurrent Resolution 59 with Ranking Member McCall to condemn the October 25th military coup in Sudan and stand with the people of Sudan, including those who yearn for credible and effective civilian leadership and accountability. Do any other members wish to speak on this measure?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. McCall.
I want to thank you, Mr. Chairman, for leading this important resolution, and I'm proud to be the original co-sponsor. This is a bipartisan, bicameral, concurrent resolution with Chairman Menendez and Ranking Member Risch in the Senate. The Senate will soon consider and advance identical text. Congress is speaking with one voice to condemn the October 25th coup and stand with the people of Sudan in their fight for freedom and democracy. In April 2019, peaceful pro-democracy protesters overthrew Omar al-Bashir and ended 30 years of brutal dictatorship. After making progress towards civilian rule through the transitional government, the military detained civilian leaders, cut the internet, and declared a state of emergency. The Sudanese people are standing strong. They continue to risk their lives to peacefully protest and demand democracy. Already 42 protesters have been killed. So I'm proud to support this concurrent resolution with the Senate and standing in support of the people of Sudan, and therefore I will oppose any amendments to this resolution. And with that, I yield back.
To speak, the question is on H. Con Res. 59, condemning the October 25th, 2021 military coup in Sudan and standing with the people of Sudan. We're going to take a vote by voice. All members, please unmute your microphones. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed?
Aye.
No? In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it, and the amendment is agreed to, and without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table.
It's awesome.
Pursuant to notice and for purposes of markup, I now call up H.R. 6140. The clerk will report the bill.
H.R. 6140, to impose sanctions on Sudan and for other purposes.
Without objection, the first reading of the bill is dispensed with, and without objection, the bill shall be considered as read upon and open to amendment at any point. At this time, I recognize myself to speak briefly on the measure. H.R. 6140, the Sudan Democracy Act, aims to provide the administration with the tools it needs to hold those responsible for the military coup in Sudan accountable. Where Sudan and other countries in the Horn of Africa find themselves today is a serious and dangerous indication of democratic backsliding, and these trends should concern us all. Before the disastrous military coup in October, Sudan, under civilian leadership, was on track to reform its economy and governance structures, and make real progress on human rights and restore its standing in the international community. What Sudan's military coup has done is threaten our bilateral relationship with Sudan and undermine all these gains, which took years of diplomatic engagement and significant investments in the form of foreign assistance. Make no mistake, there is strong interest throughout this Congress, in the House and in the Senate, to ensure that the United States plays a productive role in helping Sudan realize a civilian-led democratic transition. This bill, which mirrors one introduced last month by my colleague, Senator Chris Coons of Delaware, primarily focuses on directing the president to impose sanctions against anyone responsible for actions that undermine the peace, the stability, or transition to democracy in Sudan. And I believe these measures, along with the suspension of roughly $1 billion in U.S. foreign assistance, send a strong message that the United States will not compromise or relent on upholding its democratic values abroad. Do any other members wish to speak on this measure? Hearing no further requests,
Did we lose the chairman, or did only I lose the chairman?
no, you didn't lose us. Just wanted to check it on one thing.
Thank you, sir.
You need a vote.
Andy, the chairman is ubiquitous. He's everywhere.
Well, we gotta go. Okay. Do any other members wish to speak on the measure? Hearing no further requests to speak, the question is on H.R. 6140, the Sudan Democracy Act. We're going to take a vote by voice. All members, please unmute your microphones. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it, and the amendment is agreed to, and without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table.